Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Commander Review. I'm Love Angel, and today I'll be discussing Commander Jaime Lannister with you all. Jaime Lannister is a well-known Game of Thrones character, the Kingslayer, known for his strategies, bravery, and his relationship with his sister. But in game, he leads his own synergy and has nothing to do with Cersei Lannister. Jaime is in Spearman Commander with total stats, as you can see, and he is great with all troop types in general. All troop types but bowmen, cause bowmen don't work well in his heal and weakness synergy. I will talk a lot and in detail about this synergy for people who are not familiar with it in just a bit. Jaime Lannister is one of the epic commanders that you can purchase for 50 black diamonds starting pack in Game Shop. He also comes with discounted price in many places, such as a summer dance event every 2 months, and the recruitment pass every month. But his charm starts with his awakening. This epic commander initiates weakness attacks every few times the lineup is healed. So a lot of keywords are here that explaining them explains heal and weakness synergy as well. So let's review those keywords and come back to this. First keyword is of course heal. Heal is a continuous battle effect, not a passive skill. During a fight, a percentage of your troops get damaged bit by bit. After battle is over, these damaged troops will go to hospital or will die, depending on your hospital space and the casualty rate. But with the heal skill, you can bring back a percent of these damaged troops during the fight every few seconds. Now, usually the heal percentage is too low, but it's a very great effect on its own, as it increases the resilience and the stability of your troops and damage during the fight. The second keyword, which is basically what Jaime Lannister initiates, is weakness attack. By default, your troops do a normal attack. What Jaime does is making the attack special, as an army that is about to initiate a weakness attack damages the weakest enemy lineup from the front line. Usually, lineups attack the lineup that is directly in front of them, or the one next to it in some cases by default. But with a weakness attack, all your lineups will target a singular enemy lineup that was considered the weakest and annihilate it first. On its own, this channeling of damage doesn't affect much, but has some impact on its own, like reducing a certain commander damage significantly. But the charm of weakness attack is in its next two parts. A weakness attack is completely immune to disarm. Just to recap, that disarm is reducing the troop damage to 0, and Commander Cersei, Daenerys, Margaery, and Uma are the ones that can cause disarm. This makes the weakness attack a perfect counter against these commanders in female synergy. The other thing is that the lineups that initiate a weakness attack get a bonus damage percent, and this stacks up. This bonus damage is actually super good and main source of damage in a heal and weakness setup, as it has no maximum limit. This damage can just go up and up and up till end of fight, but there are a few things to consider about it. First thing to know is that this damage is calculated for a single lineup versus another single lineup. This means each of your lineups will build up their damage separately, so you need to initiate weakness attack for each of them separately. So Jaime actually requires healers for all the troops that you want to initiate weakness attacks. For example, if you use only Latskarin, only your infantry troops will be able to initiate weakness attacks, because she is only a healer for infantry troops. The second thing is that since it's made up separately against each enemy lineup, it will resent when that lineup is dead or if target of the weakness attack changes to another lineup for any reason. This means if enemy is made of a smaller number of lineups and troops are concentrated in less rows, then the damage built up against them will go higher than when your army is forced to hit multiple different rows with weakness attack. All that said, heal and weakness setup is stronger against pure or close to pure formations. With these explanations, we go back to his Awakening skill. Jaime Lannister Awakening skill is the heart of the heal and weakness setup. You can't claim to have this setup without him in it, as he is the only source of the weakness attacks. But as you see here, you should not invest on him before making sure you have healer or healers ready for your army. Without a heal, his Awakening becomes worthless. But if he has enough healers doing heals, he will keep initiating weakness attacks, makes troops immune to disarm and build up damage. This all makes Jaime one of the best Awakening skills in game. His Awakening is so good that he deserves the highest rank possible, even though he is an epic commander. His main hand Oathkeeper is also very famous in Game of Thrones universe. In game, it's also a very important and impactful main hand. This main hand boosts the Jaime Awakening skill by increasing the damage stack. When the main hand is 4-star, the damage boost with each weakness attack effectively doubles. This is huge, as the weakness damage stack is main source of damage in heal and weakness synergy. If we want to describe Jaime's relationship with other commanders, we can start with his absolute need to a healer commander. You really shouldn't ever use Jaime without a healer commander. Latz, Karin, Enzo, and Drake are the 3 main healers, but each of them heal only a certain troop type. If you want to use infantry troops, you need Latz Karin to be there to heal infantry. Same thing is for cavalry and Enzo and spearmen and Drake. Arslan heals all troop types, but way less often. Hector also has a heal skill that triggers once. So it's really important to not work on Jaime first if you want to build a heal and weakness setup and get a healer first. When a heal happens, Jaime creates weakness attacks, which are the main point of the heal and weakness synergy. This weakness attack can trigger a bunch of other commander skills. Baelish, Airmidon, Diana, and Winton are all part of heal and weakness setup and can use extra weakness attacks. This means Jaime's is an enable for the rest of heal and weakness setup, even though he is the main character of the synergy. Weakness attacks are immune to disarm, so Jaime is a great counter to the disarm commanders that are Daenerys, Cersei, Margaery, and Uma. In other hands, Kevin is the direct counter to Jaime, as he shields the weakest lineup in front, which is the exact same lineup weakness attack goes for. Almost all of the crit and bleed synergy setup can't be used alongside Jaime. In Synara's case, she increases troop attack frequency by adding excited state to the troops. This state doesn't happen alongside weakness attack and can cancel Jaime, so Synara must not be used alongside Jaime. Also, when troops are doing a weakness attack instead of normal attack, they can't crit, which will cancel the crit damage commanders such as Jon and Meryl, and will stop Rhys from initiating bleed that is based on crit. So in summary, best partners to Jaime are the trio healers Enzo, Latz, and Drake, as he can't function without them. He is best enemy of Daenerys, Cersei, and Margaery of female synergy, as he effectively counters disarm. And his worst enemy is Kevin, because he protects the weakness attack target. Reviewing his tavern shows how strong and impactful this commander is, even though he is just epic. You can get 5 stars in combat and 4 stars in leadership and 3 stars in command from him without awakening and 1 star more with it. This makes him even better than some of the premium commanders in regards to tavern. His strategy skill is mainly for boosting spearmen troops with temporarily spike of the attack. He also adds crit to troops' normal attack and strategy, evens, which is an awesome mix with commanders like Baelish and Airmidon, who rely on that a lot. As for his guard skill, Jaime is very talented in a single target damage dealing. He can drop a lot of damage plus 10% of the target health below a maximum count, while reducing enemy commander's defense and increasing his own prowess. With all that, he is an okay commander for rebel leaders and does fine with other guard skill relevant categories. We just can't give him any total ranks, but S+ for all these amazing results and achievements. The king and heart of the heal and weakness synergy, Jaime Lannister is for sure one of the best commanders in game to invest on. I hope you enjoyed this video and had fun. If you liked the content, make sure to like and subscribe. If you had any questions or suggestions, don't hesitate to leave a comment. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone!